Is Red Rocks really one of the best venues in the world? I attended my first Red Rocks show this September to see if it lived up to the hype. So in this episode, I'm sharing all of the details on my trip and my honest thoughts on my first Red Rocks experience. Hey guys, welcome back to Rave Culture Cast, your weekly guide to the EDM community, music festivals, and more. I'm your host, Emma Capotis. I was going to say happy Wednesday, but honestly, I'm going to post this episode whenever I can, guys. I'm a little bit behind on recording, and there's good reasons why, but it's been hectic, guys. I just did Red Rocks. We're going to get into it today. Then I went straight to Scottsdale for a little marketing summit with my Beatbox Beverages team, which was incredible. And honestly, work's just been crazy. So life's been crazy, but I am super excited to do this episode, guys. This has been a bucket list item for me, and it's something I've always wanted to experience. I wanted to share it. I posted my vlog if you guys are interested on my @Emma Capotis YouTube channel if you want to see the set, see how my trip went, all that. But in this episode, I'm going to give you my honest thoughts on Red Rocks. How did it go? Was it what I expected? How was this set? Are there any tips or advice I would give you if you're about to go to your first Red Rock show? That is everything that is in store for you today. I'm also going to be running through a little itinerary of what we did in Denver, since it was personally my first time in Denver. So you guys are getting a full, trip itinerary with recommendations on places to go, places to eat, all that good stuff. Before we dive into the good stuff, guys, if you're not connected with us, please give us a follow @RaveCultureCast on all platforms. And if you're feeling up to it, give us a review. Rate us on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts. You can leave a little review if you have 15 to 30 seconds of your time. We really, really appreciate it. We also have a Facebook group community and Discord if you guys would like to join, or you can follow me @Emma Capotis on my personal platform. But before we dive in, we got to share a message from one of our friends, Lunatics. Guys, get your freak on this Halloween. If you need to stock up on your favorite beauty and hair accessories for your next festival or your next rave, especially given that it's spooky season, shop Lunatics Halloween looks. I've got a couple favorites here. They have a lot of like red and black face gems and body gems that are all really cool. Like this one looks like fake like blood tears, which is sick. They also have this like little cat face gems, which is super easy. These are just little stickers you stick on your face. It could not be easier, especially if you suck at putting on makeup. Like it's the easiest thing ever. They also have these little like spider like bedazzled boob gems, which I think is so freaking cute. I did like a whole spider web makeup look last year, so I'm going to be dabbling and playing with their little items. Oh, this is one of my favorite items as well. They have these like loose little face gems. You could use this as like an eyeliner look just to accentuate some, other makeup you've got going on, but I really, really love the loose gems, the face jewels. Those are sick as well. So if you guys want to stock up, you can use code EMMAK to save 10% off your orders at Lunatics. It is lunatics.com. And again, use code EMMAK to save 10% off your orders. Go stock up for Halloween, fam. Alrighty, with all that out of the way, guys, we're going to dive right in. So first and foremost, I'm going to give you some thoughts on Denver, being that it was my first time in the city. And I just wanted to give you my honest takes, especially if you guys are from there. Like, this is what I took away from it. Then we'll dive into the trip itinerary. I'm going to give you some recommendations, tell you guys about the trip and what we did, and then we'll talk about Red Rocks. We'll do the full review, everything you need to know. So, thoughts on Denver. This was my first time in the city. I honestly, guys, when we were flying over and we were about to land, I said to my friend Tara, who, by the way, I went with two of my best friends, Tara and Vicky. You guys might remember them if you've been like a follower of my page or my YouTube channel for a long time. I used to always go to festivals with Tara, so it was just really nice to have like the girls together for a little girls trip. We were obviously going to go see Seven Lions. I don't think I've mentioned that yet, but he is one of my favorite artists since like 2015, 2016. So that is the reason we were flying out to Red Rocks. But first time in the city, I thought it would be more green. I have no idea why in my head I pictured Denver as like this lush like green city, and as we were flying over it I was like, why is it so like dry? I had not a fucking clue. Genuinely, me and Tara were like, wait, we're so confused. Anyway, I think I'm thinking of like other parts of Colorado, but yeah, that just was funny to me. So it was not as expected. The city was very quiet. It was very clean. We flew in on a Thursday and we left on Saturday, and Friday was the show. So it was a pretty quick trip, honestly, but very quiet, clean city, super hot. I was also not expecting that at all, but it was like 90s. like low 90s during the day when we got there, and it went all the way down to like 50s, 60s at night, but overall like super, super beautiful. So I do recommend visiting Red Rocks this time of year. I would even say like October would be super nice, but it was pretty gorgeous weather. Cannot complain there. So we stayed in downtown Denver, which was a pretty solid location. It was very easy to get to everything. The exact hotel we stayed at was the Kimpton Hotel Monaco. I will be honest, the hotel was super nice, like genuinely, like not really anything wrong with it. We picked it because we did a shuttle, and the hotel was the shuttle stop. It had multiple like different pickup spots you could go to, but we were like, we might as well stay there so we could just like walk downstairs and get on our shuttle. So the convenience of that was amazing. The location was amazing. The hotel was fine. We didn't get the best room. We had like a view of like an alley, so it was super dark. There was no like overhead lighting. So it was just like a very dark room. The Wi-Fi wasn't the best. So yeah, it was a nice hotel, but we were like, probably would stay someplace different next time. It just was nice that the shuttle was there. And we got that through ctickets.com, I believe. But there, again, were like multiple places you could pick as your shuttle pickup. And then the other neighborhoods that I really liked, we did Uber pretty much everywhere, just to like go check out places. We were big foodies, so we did a lot of research on the restaurants so that we could like go eat places we really wanted to eat at. But I really liked Lodo, Rhino, which was like the arts district area. I loved that area. And then Union Station, we walked around a lot. That was closer to our hotel. So really awesome areas overall. Like loved Denver. I would for sure go back. So itinerary wise, if you guys are doing a similar trip and you're going to be in and out, we all were flying in from New Jersey. Honestly, not that bad of a flight. I think it was like just under 4 hours for us. So it was not too bad. And again, it was like a little girls trip, so it was fun. So we flew in on a Thursday, and our hotel was not ready when we got there. So we just went across the street and had our first little cocktail to kick off the weekend. I forget the name of it, but it was a hotel right across the street. We just went into like the hotel bar and got like little margaritas just to like start our night. And then from there, once we checked in, we kind of just like explored and walked around, and then we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do for dinner. And again, we are big foodies, so we were being very particular about where we were going to eat, and we finally landed on this place called Work and Class. It was in Rhino, the arts district. Loved it. Couldn't recommend more. It was freaking delicious. It was like more southern food, kind of like tapas style. Like it was served in smaller, portions, but everything we tried was absolutely fantastic. The drink menu was amazing. I got like a blackberry lemonade, like vodka blackberry lemonade. That was delicious. So dinner was like 10 out of 10, fantastic. And then we decided to go to Meow Wolf, which, guys, wildest thing I've ever experienced. Like, if you don't know what Meow Wolf is, it's essentially like this really crazy art. Like, it's a museum, but it's just like a giant art installation with like all different kinds of rooms, and it's this really trippy, crazy experience. It was 5 floors, all these different rooms. It's like a choose your adventure kind of thing, and there are multiple Meow Wolves in other cities. So each of them are like themed something different, but I had actually interviewed one of the founders of Meow Wolf, Vince Cadlebeck, when I was at Slumberland Festival 2 years ago. He was one of the partners in Slumberland, and I actually got to host like a panel and interview him for an hour. So that was really cool. So I've always wanted to go to Meow Wolf, and it's definitely like an attraction spot, but man, you can see it in the vlog. It's hard to describe. Like, it was just one of the weirdest fucking trippiest things I've ever seen in my life. Like, if you were going there like under the influence, God bless you, because you would probably lose your mind. We were just like walking, like every room you walk in, it felt like Willy Wonka. Like, you just opened a door and you were in like a completely different world. It was such a wild piece of like art. So definitely recommend doing Meow Wolf. It was really fun. We didn't even get there until like 7 or 7:30 p.m. I want to say, and it closed at 9. So we just like wrapped up our night at Meow Wolf, and that was really, really fun. And then Friday was like our biggest day, our longest day. We had the show that night. So again, we woke up early. We were on East Coast time, and we got breakfast at Denver Biscuit Co. Again, nailed it with the food options. Holy crap. When I say like we ate decadent meals, like calories were not a concern, okay? I ate biscuits and freaking fried chicken and bacon, which, by the way, I've been eating meat again. This is like a side note. I stopped eating meat like, well, not all meat. I ate like chicken and poultry, but I stopped eating that when I was like 17 for various reasons. And literally this past year in 2024, I just started getting cravings for red meat out of fucking nowhere. And I just started eating it. It's like, it's been slowly but surely. But yeah, so now I'm eating like meat. I'm eating pork, beef. Like, I don't fucking know. I just dove off the deep end. So anyway, I ate real bacon, which was like a big deal for me because I hadn't eaten it for like 17 years. So anyway, so that was great. Denver Biscuit Co., fantastic, delicious. And then we ended up going to the Denver Zoo. We had a couple options of like what we could do this day, but again, it was beautiful, hot, sunny, and we love a zoo. Denver Zoo was fantastic. We Ubered over there. It was just such a great zoo. Like, you could get really, really close to the animals. We were shocked at how like close. They had an amazing, like, every kind of animal you could imagine. Obviously a million children there, and like schools and parents, because it was a Friday morning, and we're like 3 women in like their 30s just like vibing at the zoo. But it was so fun, and I picked out a little like monkey stuffed animal to bring home to my son. So we had a blast. We loved the Denver Zoo. We like walked around and chilled, got our steps in, and we're sweating our asses off because it was so hot, but loved the Denver Zoo. From there, we walked over to Cafe Miriam, it was called. We just wanted to go to a coffee shop because we were crashing. So we went and did that, and then we went back to the hotel and kind of just like reset, changed, and got lunch at this place called The Kitchen, which was near Union Station. It was like a little bit nicer of a place. We got lunch there. Also 10 out of 10. We all got, oh God, it was like a chicken halal like gyro kind of situation. So fucking good. So yeah, so food, amazing. Couldn't recommend. So far, Working Class, Denver Biscuit Co., and The Kitchen, all amazing. And then from there, we're going to get into the Red Rocks portion of this episode. So we did a little pregame, which was nice. I would recommend pregaming. Obviously, if you have a designated driver or something. We were doing shuttles. So luckily, across the street was a 7-Eleven, and they carried our brand new Orange Blast flavor, which I was so fucking excited about because I had only tried a little sample of Orange Blast at one of our like work summits. And this is like, for those of you who don't know, I work for Beatbox Beverages. I'm the senior community manager. And the trip that I was going on right after Denver was our marketing summit in Scottsdale. And we were launching our Orange Blast flavor that week. So it was just really exciting to see it like in the market. And we got to like get a full Beatbox, and I drank like a full Orange Blast. So I was feeling some type of way by the time we got to Red Rocks. But it was a blast. 10 out of 10 recommend. So anyway, we just brought our little drinks on the road, on the shuttle. Again, it picked us up at 5:15. We left the hotel, and I just wasn't sure like how far out Red Rocks would be. I had no expectations. I honestly thought it would be like a solid drive out there, and it took us 25 minutes. It was like great. Loved that. I had no expectations. Everyone was super nice. Obviously, the vibes were high going into a 7 Lions show. So yeah, super easy. Got out there. The one thing I will mention, just in case anyone needs to know this in the future, we all had bought tickets, but I also had somebody leave us tickets at Will Call, which was a really nice gesture. Will Call is not anywhere near where the shuttles dropped us off. They dropped us off like up in the parking lot at the top where like the lines were to get in, and I'm pretty sure we passed a sign on like the way up that said Will Call, and when I looked up like how to get down there, it was like a 20-minute drive to go back to Will Call. So if you have to go to Will Call, just know that as far as I saw, it was not anywhere near like the top of the venue where you park your car. So anyways, we got to the top there, and that's where like parking was. People were tailgating, which was really cool. Like, you can obviously just like chill out there as long as you need. And there were already 2 lines going into the venue that were formed. So we just got straight on line. And it was about 5:35, I want to say, like 5:40, and gates didn't open till 6. So we were there before it opened. Line moved pretty quickly, which was really nice. So you know, I still had a little bit of my drink left over, so we just kind of like chilled on the line going in. And it was just like, I think by the time we got to our seats, it was around 6:35. So I want to say it was about 50 minutes from the time we like arrived till we got our seats. So really like not that bad overall, given that we were there before it opened. So we'll get more into Red Rocks in a second, but we obviously did the whole show at Red Rocks, and then we went to the afters. The afters were hosted at the Gothic Theater, which I'm not sure what area it was in, but it was like about a 20-minute Uber from our hotel. I'll talk a little bit more about the afters in a minute. It wasn't the best. The music was great. The whole reason we went is because Seven Lions was playing a throwbacks set, which speak into our hearts. Like, we fucking love his early music. So we were like, let's just do it. It just was a very late night for us. We got there late. The line was extremely long, and it just was like creature hour by the time we got in there, and I didn't love the venue, to be honest. So afters were kind of a miss for me, but that was our whole Friday night. And then Saturday, we had a flight at 3 p.m., so we did have time to kind of like sleep in a little bit. And then we went to the Bacon Social House, which was also fantastic, and we ate more bacon. And I forget what else I got. What did I get at the Bacon Social House? I think I got like a sandwich or something like that, or chicken and waffles. I got chicken and waffles, my favorite. So that was also good. I would recommend the Bacon Social House. And then we pretty much just like chilled and then went to the airport, and that was it. And we were tired and pooped. If I had more time though, I'll give you some more recommendations. If you went this time of year, Oktoberfest was happening there, and one of our Uber drivers pointed it out. There was an area that had like a whole Oktoberfest setup, so we didn't get to go do that, but I think that would have been cool. And there was also a beer garden area that had all of these like brightly colored umbrellas as the roof, and it was giving off like electric forest vibes, which I loved. So there was this whole like beer garden area that we were going to go to one day, but it wasn't open until noon. And then I would also say, if I had more time, if we were there on a Sunday, I would have gone to a Broncos game. The stadium was literally right there. I was shocked at how close it was. One of the universities was right there. So everything was like pretty compact in the city, which I did like because it was easy to get to. So if I did have more time, I would have gone to a football game if it was this time of year again. So that's like the itinerary for right now. I'm going to take a quick pause here, take a quick break, and then we'll get into like the nitty-gritty details of Red Rocks and go into all the details there. Alrighty, fam, if you guys need tickets to any of these shows this fall or winter, I'm your girl. Hit me up. I will leave my Insomniac affiliate links down below in the show notes, but I am currently selling for 3 Points Miami, which is coming up here, Escape Halloween, EDC Orlando, Dream State, and Forever Midnight LA I just got. So if you guys want to buy through a friend and a partner, it really helps support me, my channel, my content. So thank you guys so much for doing that. Again, 3 Points Miami, I don't think it's sold out yet. We still have that. EDCO, Escape Halloween, Dream State, and Forever Midnight LA. So I will leave that link down below and appreciate you guys using those links. Alrighty, so let's get into the recap and review of the Red Rocks portion of our trip. So let's start with travel. Again, you can drive, you can do shuttles. I had heard from friends who have gone and friends that live in Denver that were like, don't even bother Ubering. So I can't speak to the Ubering like rideshare experience. I'm sure you can do it. I could not imagine trying to get an Uber out of Red Rocks. Like, I don't even know where they would go to meet you. So I was like, fuck that. We're not even dealing with that. So shuttles were so easy. I could not recommend them more. Again, I think we got them on C tickets. There were like 4 or 5 different locations. There was like hotels. There were different bars that you could pick up from. So again, we did the Kimpton Hotel Monaco pickup, and there was like a check-in table right when you walked in that was open between like a certain amount of hours. You just went and got your wristband scanned in, and then they were like, cool, be downstairs by 5 o'clock. We leave at 5:15. That was literally it. So easy. 10 out of 10 recommend. They took us right to the venue, parked right on top, and then they stayed there, and then you went right back to that location. So I think when it ended, we got on the shuttle at midnight, and we were back at our hotel at 12:50. So it took a little bit more time going home, but going there, like I said, it was like 25 minutes. It was so fast. So that was really amazing. So I do recommend doing shuttles, especially if you're an out-of-towner. Otherwise, there were so many people tailgating and hanging out. It was a vibe. So if you have a designated driver and you guys want to go and tailgate and like chill and like meet people in the parking lot, play music, eat, I think pregame, I think that would be so much fun. I already mentioned the will call situation, so we covered that. Other things I noticed, have your tickets ready to go. I think it's just because I was like a little tipsy because I drank my beatbox and we were waiting online for a while. By the time we got up to the front, like you kind of like wind around, you know, the stairs and the rocks and all that. And then you just like go down these stairs and they check your tickets and do security on the stairs. I don't know what I like pictured security being, but anyways, like I did not have my tickets ready. That was like a flop. So I had to like stand to the side and find them. So like make sure you have your tickets ready to go, obviously, and all of that. Security was like a breeze. They just looked in my bag super quickly. Then after that, we came out at the bottom. That was like the line that we picked. So we were at the bottom, and then it's like a free-for-all. It really is like a you pick your spot. So we kind of like walked around. Again, I just had no expectations of like where the bathrooms were, where the food was, what options I have, how big the venue is. Like, it just was surreal and wild to like finally be there, seeing it in person. I could cry. It is as beautiful as you think it would be, guys. I have to say, like, it was as breathtaking and as amazing as I thought. Like, dream venue. It genuinely was so beautiful. I think it was just the vibes, like the crowd, and of course it was a 7 Lions set. I just had so many moments where I was like, oof, when you just feel the whole crowd like moving together and like singing and enjoying themselves. Like, oh, we'll talk about that more. But anyways, so it was kind of a free-for-all. So we were like, let's just go grab our spots and kind of get situated. So we ended up like walking across the whole front of the stage and went up the stage like left. And we were in row 29, like kind of middle, a little bit more to like stage left. And I would recommend bringing a pashmina. I like laid out my pashmina just to kind of like save our spot. And it filled in quickly. Like I said, we were in by like 6:20, 6:30, and by like 7, I remember looking behind me and like the stairs were really starting to fill in. So I would personally recommend going early if you want a good spot, but kind of like everywhere is a good spot. You're going to have a good view. And I felt like we were like a really good distance. We could see everything. Lasers, sound, and production was amazing. I said definitely bring earplugs, especially if you're closer. I wore them and then took them out. It was like hit or miss. Some of the tracks were like not as loud as others, but it definitely was loud. So I like would have them in and then I would take them out and then I would put them back in. So sorry, I would recommend bringing them. And again, we were in a good spot, so that was nice. If like the width of the stairs, that's something I always was curious about because I, again, had no like concept of it. The stairs are very wide and there is like a little dip under them. So like you could stick your bag like under your seat and like the person behind you like couldn't see it or anything. It was like tucked under like the stair, the concrete. So that was really nice. So when people wanted to like walk by you, it's not like when you're in a sport arena and like your knees are pressed up against you and you like, it's annoying when somebody walks by. There was so much room. So much so that like there were 3 of us and we had told the people next to us that we had other friends coming at some point that we wanted to see. And that was my friend Lauren Hutzel. Some of you guys might know her and her husband. I didn't know there were 6 of them. I thought it was just the 2 of them. So like they came later and I was nervous they weren't going to fit. And there was still plenty of room. We obviously like respected our neighbors and asked if they could squeeze in, and like we fit, you know, the 9 of us, like no problem. And they didn't come until like 8 o'clock or something. So crowd was so nice, so wonderful. Made friends with everybody around us. There were also a couple kids there, I will say. There was an 8-year-old in our row rocking out, and there was a 4-year-old with her parents behind us who was like passed out for half the show, but she was adorable. That was like a little touching moment for me because I like looked around and I saw that she was wearing a Bluey perler, and Bluey is my son Hayden's favorite cartoon. He's obsessed with Bluey. I was like trying not to cry, and I went over to her and I was like, I love your Bluey perler. And the dad was like, can we give you something? And he like traded me a Bluey candy that said for real life on it, and I just was like beside myself. So I brought that home for Hayden so he could have his Bluey candy. Anyway, so that was really, really cute. So there were kids there. It was like definitely a family show. And then as far as like food, alcohol, bathrooms, so that is at either the top or the bottom of the venue. So for me, I would always like walk down the stairs to, you know, go get drinks, eat, all that kind of stuff. And then the bathrooms, one of our friends kind of told us about this little secret. When you went down there, they had like stalled bathrooms on like the main floor, but then there was another like secret staircase that went down like even further that people like didn't really pay attention to. So when you went down that staircase, underneath at the very, very, very bottom, there was 2 more bathrooms, and those were empty like every time. So I always ignored like the main floor bathroom and then went down that secret set of stairs to the other bottom bathroom. 10 out of 10 recommend. Just wanted to throw that in there. And then I drank a lot at this show. I'm not going to lie to you. I had my beatbox before the show, and then I drank a giant fucking White Claw, and then I drank one of those Cutwater margaritas, which is like $12 12.5% alcohol. So your girl was feeling some type of way. I had to cut myself off at some point and go buy a water, made sure that I ate at that point. So I definitely had way too much to drink, plus the elevation. Which, by the way, everyone kept warning me about the elevation. I truly didn't feel it until I was going up the stairs at Red Rocks. When you are walking up the stairs, my heart was beating out of my chest and I was like huffing and fucking puffing. So just letting you know, I didn't like feel it in general, but going up those stairs, damn, like you will feel it then. And then other things to mention. Oh, somebody else mentioned to me too, there was more food and bars at the very top of Red Rocks. I was like, I'm not walking up more stairs to go get more food and alcohol. Like, I don't need it. So I never went up there, but they did say that there were more. The merch line was pretty long, so we didn't wait online. Vicky went and bought something, but there was, merch there if you wanted to get merch. And then I do recommend bringing layers. Of course, it gets a little cooler at night. I was in joggers and a crop top and my fuzzy like bucket hat. I did not need to put on a jacket or anything, but I did bring my pashmina with me. Just depends on the time of year that you guys go. Like the temperature fluctuates a lot. And then outfits were kind of all over the place. I mean, it was a typical EDM crowd, a lot of jerseys, a lot of Seven Lions merch. Some girls were in like full blown like rave festival outfits as if they were going to a festival. Other people were like super chill and casual. So that kind of like, was a range of everything. And then I think the show was absolutely fantastic. Of course, it was Seven Lions. The openers were Starseed, Atlas. Atlas is like a 4-string quartet that they play like acoustic covers of Seven Lions music, which was really beautiful. Lucy played Gigi McGree and Andrew Bayer. So it was a really nice mix of like melodic bass. There was dubstep, there was trance, so it was like a nice mix of acts. And then Seven Lions played a killer set. I think he played 10:30 to 12 to midnight. And he's amazing. Like, again, I just connect with his music so much and I've been a fan for so long. So it's just always so good to hear his sets, his live performances, and the way he like blends in and out of genres is so fun. I will say, like, out of all the Seven Lions sets I've ever seen, it was like freaking amazing. It wasn't like my number 1, number 2 set I've ever heard from him, but it was really, really fun. I had a great time. He played a lot of my favorites. So it was just like a really awesome show. And then it ended at midnight. And then after that, like I said, shuttles are pretty easy. We, cleared out of Red Rocks with the whole crowd. So we just got in line and like made our way out to the shuttles and got home in 50 minutes. So that was nice. So here's kind of where we messed up with the afters. And I guess it will depend on the show that you go to. I don't know why, like, I had in my head like the ARC Music Festival afters, which like is not even a comparison. So I don't know why I was thinking about this. But when we would do ARC, we would like go back to our hotel. Mind you, that was much earlier. Like ARC ends at 11, I want to say. So we would like go back to our hotel, chill, pregame, change, and then we would go to the afters at like midnight. So in this case, we got back almost at 1. I made the fatal mistake of drinking a Red Bull at 1 in the morning. Why the fuck did I do that? I don't know. I thought we were going to be out till 3 or 4 in the morning, and I was like, your girl needs a Red Bull. Never again. Mistake. So anyways, we get back there. I drink my little Red Bull. I think Tara chugged a Celsius because we're psychos. And then we were like, okay, we're going to take our time. We like took a breather. And then I think we didn't call an Uber till like 1:15, 1:20, get to the venue, fucking line down the block because we're dumb. So we're like, cool. Great. And we knew he went on. They released this at times. He was going to play from 2 to 3:30 a.m. So we were like, just, when you immediately are like, fuck, and your vibes just like tank. That was the vibe. It was like so high, get to the venue, fuck, vibes tanked. You know what I mean? So we were just like, sucks. So we like went up. We had to get our tickets from the box office, got on the back of the line. It ended up moving pretty quickly, but I feel like at that point we could just tell, like, all 3 of us were like, this was a mistake. We shouldn't have done this. So anyways, we get in at the Gothic Theater, like right after Seven Lions went on. I think we stayed from like 2:05 to 2:45. Like, we did not stay long at all. Couldn't see anything. It was absolutely fucking packed, obviously. Like, I think it opened at 11. We did get to hear a couple oldies, which we loved because it was a Seven Lions throwback set. So that made up for it. We got to hear a couple songs we haven't heard in a really, really long time. But it was Creature Hour. You know what I mean? It was just a packed, sweaty venue. I just did not like the setup of the theater. So yeah, kind of a bust. But you win some, you lose some. So that was everything, guys. I think I'm going to share some last, tips for Red Rocks. If you are going to your first Red Rocks, these are a couple things I would recommend based on my first experience there. So first and foremost, go early. I loved that we got there right before gates opened so that we could pregame a little bit and we were able to get a good spot. So that was really nice. So go early. Take shuttles, I would definitely recommend, or if you're going to drive, have a designated driver. People were tailgating and having fun beforehand, but the shuttles were a great experience for us. Quick in and out, and they were really relatively cheap tickets, so that was great. I would recommend pre-gaming or tailgating if you guys can. I think that was nice just to have a little drink beforehand and hang out before we went in. Definitely eat beforehand. We had a really nice big meal, which was so nice. So having a big lunch was great, and we did get chicken fingers and fries and a pretzel when we were inside, but we didn't eat much more than that. So I'm really happy that we ate a big meal before Red Rocks. For sure, stay hydrated. Obviously, given the elevation, if you're not used to that, if you're going to be drinking, whatever, make sure you're staying hydrated. They sold water bottles there, so that was great. Depending on the time of year you go, bring layers. It was, like I said, 90 degrees during the day, and then it went down to 50s, 60s at night. So it was very comfortable. I wore joggers and a crop top, but I brought a pashmina to layer on me, and I was super comfortable, but just pay attention to the weather. You could get snow. It could get really cold. It could rain. You don't know. So definitely pack accordingly. I would bring earplugs depending on how close you are to the stage. I still wore them in row 29, but some tracks were louder than others. So I kind of was taking them in and out, but I would bring earplugs for sure. I would say bring things to hang out. There was still gifting culture here, which was really cool. It was very much an EDM crowd. I got gifted a couple things. People were wearing candy, so you could fully bring trinkets and gifts to give out. I was sprouting people because I had a couple sprouts on me. And then lastly, I would recommend the hidden bathrooms at the very bottom. When you go all the way down the stairs, you get to the main level that has the food and the bars and the bathroom there. There's another set of stairs that goes down even further, and there's another bathroom stalls down there, which a lot of people did not know about. So it was much faster and easier to use the bathroom down there. So that is everything that you guys need to know about my first Red Rocks trip. Overall, I would very much recommend it. I will be back 100%. I had such a great time in Denver. Really beautiful city. All the food was amazing. I had a blast at the Denver Zoo, at Meow Wolf, just walking around and hanging with Vicky and Tara. It was so much fun. And I just can't wait to see more shows at Red Rocks. I would love to explore other genres and just, check out other shows, different times of year. For sure we'll be back. So if you guys have any questions at all about Red Rocks, please feel free to leave a comment, on our YouTube channel, on our Instagram account. Again, give us a follow at Rave Culture Cast on all of our platforms. We would love to see you over there. And thank you so much for checking out this episode. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.